Look, I have a problem and it's deck builders. Specifically, that I just can't get enough of them. Made all the more delicious by adding that one incredible spice of rogue-like elements. It's just something that really wets my whistle. So anyway, Wildfrost. Wildfrost is a rogue-like deck-building game that sees you on an epic quest to kill winter, which is something we can all pretty much get behind. If you look out your window, you'll see that I've already done my fair share and brought us about a delicious summer. You know, you can send your applause in the post, thank me later, it's fine. Look, I didn't say the summers were going to be good. This is the UK after all. But how do you kill winter? Well, obviously, you form a ragtag team of deliciously adorable creatures and stride out into the world to enact incredible harm to everything you come across. Wildfrost takes a fun spin on the deck-building battler world by having your summoned characters operating on their own times, slowly standing still and being punched in the face by an angry penguin for all of time. Perfect. But this also means that eventually your own team fight back and enact violence and adorable murder. Like this delightful otter slash ferret. It's killed and will kill again. Each turn, everyone's time is tick down, in which they will then, usually, attack whatever lies ahead of them and do whatever their ability is, if possible, and a turn is dictated by playing a card. Wow! As you go through a run, you get more cards to add to your deck, and these tend to be more useful than some simple and lame sword that you began your journey with at the very start of the game. But more importantly, you also get more people to add to your team. Sure, you start out as a lone warrior with nothing more than a faithful pet. But there's only so many times you can watch that little furry creature get completely and utterly obliterated and die before you realize that you might actually need a plan. Or at least more people to get hit instead of you. As with all of these sorts of games, you'll hopefully be building to some kind of strategy. Some nefarious scheme that all but guarantees you victory, and a lot of this is dictated by which colourful characters you add to your team. Do you want to go for a healing-focused, berry-based team? What if you try pulling off something positively poisonous? Ooh. Or maybe you just want to have a terrible time and try making a team about generating and trashing junk. Yeah! The point is that you can try all sorts of different plans, and you'll have a variety of levels of success in doing so. Sometimes you barely get anywhere. The cards don't quite fall right for you. You step out into the world with a smile and hope in your heart, and get immediately crushed below the cruel and uncaring fist of winter. But that's fine, you know, you can just do another run, have another go, spin that wheel one more time, and then finally put a bullet between the eyes of Old Man Winter. A complete run of Wildfrost takes about 30 minutes, and that rarely happens because it's hard. But what this also means is that you'll casually think, it's fine, I can play a quick game of Wildfrost while I get ready for work. I'll leave on time, thinking you can have a delightful experimental run, see how things might play out, you know? Just kidding, you've somehow made it to the end and are equal parts panicked for getting so far, and panicked that you're going to be very late for work. Unlike other games of its style, you are given a very limited number of choices in your journey. The number of cards you possibly add to your deck can be slim, and this means that you won't actually hit the specific things you want, forcing you to not always just play that same sacrifice build on repeat. and similarly not customize them the exact same way with the keyrings. This also means that when the stars align and things start going well, oh yeah, they really start going well. You'll find yourself awake at 2 AM on a work night, really hoping that no one's going to ask you any particularly difficult questions tomorrow, because all you can think about is your ingenious plan to finally kill Old Man Winter. And this is because the actual puzzle here isn't quite as simple as get good cards, play good cards, and have a good time. No, the combat in the game is quite infrequent, and that's because it's involved, in-depth, and hard. You can freely move your characters around on this battlefield, which is incredibly important, as you'll be trying to juggle who takes damage and who amongst the enemy takes damage. Although, normally one of these two. If there's an enemy that gives everyone thorns, hurting your people with each of their own attacks, you'll probably want to focus them down before things get wildly out of hand. Or maybe there's a creature that makes all your people attack at random, so that's quite annoying, you know? Best get rid of them. Wait, they're on the same map at the same time? Oh, and this guy seems to hit pretty tough as well. Oh no. This is the puzzle. This is the meat and potatoes of the game. Efficiently moving people around as best you can to make sure that your main hero doesn't die. As the moment they die, it's game over. You could have a deck of great cards, a system that has gotten so wild and out of hand that has become the stuff of legends, to the point where you just boot open that door and finally kill Old Man Winter. It'll be so gruesome that you won't be just simply dying a hero, no, you'll be living long enough to truly become the monster itself. But that is all ultimately meaningless if you accidentally fumble your cards and drop your plan across the board like so many discarded eggs. You finally pushed through to the end. You can feel the sweet warmth of summer, but also then your brain briefly succumbs to old age and you don't move things around and you're struck down instantly by an accidental fumble. So much of this game relies on you making sure that you actually know what is going to happen when those timers tick down, and the juggling of where your units are placed. The ease in which you can whiff things and be immediately crushed is astonishing, and quite frankly, hilarious. But if you play things well, if you move everyone around expertly and manage to finally pull off the greatest of wins, you can finally put an end to winter and finally be free of the cold. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, we didn't kill winter. Turns out the cold is here forever and our planet is irreversibly damaged beyond repair. But Wildfrost is a good game. It's got a fun and nifty puzzle that is just simple enough but spicy enough to really just get its hooks deep sunk into your brain. Oof. The moving of your units between turns adds a really interesting change to a well-trodden paradigm, and it constantly teases you with the idea that maybe you could achieve something great. Or more realistically, your brain turns to slush and you inevitably fail as you watch that your berry boy just didn't quite pop off this time, and well, everything's gone badly quite quickly. Hello there, it's me, Penguin Jeremy. Oh, just kidding, it's me, Chris. I was Penguin Jeremy all along. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Now with the Old Man Winter finally thankfully being killed, because it turns out I don't own tape, nor the witch's hats that I thought we had. That's dealt with, that's done. No more of that. Old Man Winter's gone, he's dead. Be gone. If you want, let me know how you think about video games, specifically Wildfrost. It's a really fun game, really good times to be had. I also managed to do an entire review without once mentioning Slay the Spire. Wow! Anyway, you can check out some of my other videos. There's one up here which is about God of War. It's a fun video about a really good game that I desperately tried to not spoil anything, whilst also talking about the futility of man. Otherwise, down there, you can find a video about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was a ludicrously large game, but also a very fun video where I talk about pacing and also the consistency of tone, which, as you can tell from this video, I know, sweet nothing about. Otherwise, you can click on my face to subscribe. Anyway, thank you and goodbye.